to Davar Word. It is my pleasure to share with you what I have discovered in my walk so that we can learn and grow together. Deuteronomy chapter 8 verses 11 to 19 says, "Be careful that you do not forget the Lord your God. Otherwise, when you eat and are satisfied, when you build fine houses and settle down, and when your herds and flocks grow large, and your silver and gold increase, and all you have is multiplied, then your heart will become proud, and you will forget the Lord your God, who brought you out of Egypt, out of the land of slavery. You may say to yourself, 'My power and the strength of my hands have produced this wealth for me.' If you ever forget the Lord your God, I testify against you today that you will surely be destroyed." Moses was telling the new generation, "You thought that the 40 years of wandering in the wilderness were the real challenge? You thought that once you conquer and settle the land, your problems will be over? The truth is that it is then that the real challenge will begin. It will be precisely when all your physical needs are met, when you have land and sovereignty and rich harvests and safe homes, that your spiritual trials and challenges will begin. The real challenge is not poverty, but affluence, not insecurity, but security, not slavery, but freedom." Moses was giving an account of the decline and fall of civilizations. When a civilization becomes great, its elites get used to luxury and comfort, and the people as a whole lose something important. The people become prey to a conquering enemy, less civilized than they are, but more cohesive, bound together, and driven. We gather what is necessary, then consider what is useful, and next attend to comfort. Later delight in pleasures, soon grow dissolute in luxury and unrestrained in morals, and finally go mad, squandering our estates. The very characteristics that make humanity great contain the seeds of our own downfall. Traditional moral restraints disappear with the decay of morals. Moses tells the next generation, "If you assume that you yourselves won the land and the freedom you enjoy, you will grow complacent and self-satisfied. That is the beginning of our end. Inequalities will grow, the rich will become self-indulgent, the poor will feel excluded. There will be social divisions, resentments, and injustices. Society will no longer stick together. People will not feel bound to one another by a bond of collective responsibility. Individualism will prevail when people become individualistic and self-centered. Trust will decline. This has happened to many successful personalities, however great they are. Israel was a small people surrounded by large empires. If they did not heed the warnings of Moses, it would be disastrous. Moses also told them a long account of the curses that would overcome the people if they lost their spiritual bearings. If Israel did not take heed, the nation would find itself defeated and devastated. How do we defeat the normal laws of our own growth and decline? How is it to be done? By each person bearing and sharing responsibility for the whole, by each one knowing the history of Israel our people, where God took us from, by each individual studying and understanding the instructions of God that govern all, by teaching our children or other people who are looking to us and learning from us, by remembering the covenant daily, by making sure the prophets remind us of our future destiny. We must never forget where we came from, by caring for the poor, by ensuring that everyone has the basic requirements of dignity, by including the lonely in the people's celebrations. Tzedakah is usually translated into charity in the English language. However, charity is a weak English word to explain the richness of the Hebrew meaning. Tzedakah means justice and righteousness. Tzedakah means that through the act of caring for the poor and providing for their needs is an act of justice. It is an act of righteousness. When we give tzedakah, we are bringing righteousness to the poor, acting in justice on their behalf. Charity is always voluntary. Tzedakah is compulsory. Tzedakah is mandatory. According to the laws of gifts to the poor, even a poor person who is dependent on receiving contributions from people, even those who are dependent on receiving tzedakah, they are obliged to give tzedakah. Even the poor person is obliged to give tzedakah. It is compulsory and mandatory for a poor person to give tzedakah. God does not want to make us people who only take and take. God wants us to always rely on His full, open, holy, and generous hand that satisfies our every need. We must never drift from our foundational principles that are found in the 613 commandments. This is achieved by recognizing that God is a power greater than ourselves. We start growing weak in our faith when we lose faith in God. We then lose faith in an objective moral order and end up losing faith in our future and the promises that God has made to us. We are only as strong as our faith. Only faith in God can lead us to honor the needs of others as well as ourselves. Only faith in God can motivate us to act for the benefit of future people or legacy we will not live to see. Only faith in God can stop us from wrongdoing when we believe that no other human will ever find out. Only faith in God can give us the humility that alone has the power to defeat the arrogance of success and the self-belief. Only faith can save us from decline and fall. That was one of Moses' greatest insights, and it has never ceased to be true. Well, I hope that you have enjoyed our time together. Thank you for joining me. I pray that this message inspires and challenges you. God bless you and your family. Shalom.